Every night, theaters spend hours setting up microphones, not performing, not rehearsing, just attaching mics. And when you turn those hours into labor costs, this tiny backstage routine becomes a massive financial problem. Across the industry, theaters could be losing millions of dollars every year just because of the way performers are mic'd. Let's start with the scale. In the US alone, there are tens of thousands of schools with performing arts programs. Add community theaters, colleges, regional theaters, touring productions, and professional shows, and suddenly you're not talking about a few performances. You're talking about thousands and thousands of productions every single year. And every one of those productions has the same backstage problem. Microphones have to be placed, wires have to be hidden, body packs have to be attached, and that process repeats every single rehearsal and performance. For one performer, that might take 5 to 10 minutes. That doesn't sound like much until you multiply it. A cast of 20 performers at 5 minutes each is already 100 minutes of mic setup. And that's over an hour and a half. At 10 minutes each, that becomes 200 minutes, or more than 3 hours of backstage labor, and that's before anything goes wrong. Now, here's the part that most people don't calculate. Time costs money, because backstage setup involves multiple people, like sound technicians and stage managers. So, let's use a conservative estimate. If 1 or 2 crew members spend 2 to 3 hours dealing with microphone setup, and labor costs are around $25 to $35 per hour, that's already around $100 to $200 per night. That is just for mic setup labor. In many productions, especially with larger casts, that number can easily be higher. Now add tech rehearsals, dress rehearsals, mic checks, and suddenly the real cost isn't just one night, it's the entire process. Let's imagine one school or community theater production, a cast of 25 performers, 5 performances, 2 dress rehearsals, and several tech rehearsals. That's maybe 8 to 10 separate days where performers need microphones. If mic setup costs even $150 per day in labor time, that's $1,200 to $1,500 per production. Now, multiply that across the industry. If only 10,000 productions per year lose around $1,000 each to microphone setup labor, that's already $10 million per year. This is not counting the cost of the microphones themselves. This is just the hidden cost of the system around them, like the tape, the wires, the body packs, and the setup time. These are things that theater has accepted as normal because there hasn't been a better alternative. That's what makes this so interesting, because this is not just a theater inconvenience, it's a business inefficiency. And the more performers you have, the worse the problem gets. And where there's a repeated cost, there's an opportunity. If a microphone system could reduce setup time, remove wires, eliminate body packs, then it wouldn't just improve comfort, it could save theaters money. And that's the kind of problem worth solving because it affects an entire industry. So this isn't just about microphones, this is about hours of labor and hidden costs. This is not just an inefficiency, it's a market opportunity. Subscribe for more.